In this activity, players start at the backhand contact point and bump the ball back to the parent. This activity introduces the backhand contact point, which is the position of the body when the racket hits or contacts the ball on the non-dominant side. The player begins in the short position, turned slightly to their left around 45 degrees. They hold the racket on their left side in the backhand contact point. To find the backhand contact point, ask the player to hold their right arm as if they were wearing a cast or sling with the elbow bent at 90 degrees and the palm past the belly button. The player then places their racket in their right hand so that the racket from tip to butt cap is parallel with the ground and is in line with the forearm. They then place their left hand on the top of the handle with their arm straight or relatively straight. The parent gently tosses the ball in front of the player's racket. The player calls out bounce as the ball hits the ground and steps forward with their right foot as if they were walking toward the ball. As the player steps, their torso should rotate slightly away from the net naturally. The player then turns their hips and torso back toward the net and lifts their racket arm upward and slightly across their body as they do so, bumping the ball back to the parent. The player calls out hit, then returns to the starting position. For this challenge, players must make 4 bumps in a row to win the point. If the player misses the ball, hits it too hard, or otherwise does not hit it directly to the parent wins the point. Play until the player beats the parent in a game, then move on to the next challenge. On future attempts, challenge the player by asking them to start with their racket in the ready position, as well as their feet. In the ready position, the racket should be held in front of and away from the body, with the left hand at the throw of the racket, or on the handle above the right hand as shown. The parent says ready to cue the player to go to this ready position. They then say cast to cue the player to move to the backhand contact point. Once the player is in the contact point, the parent tosses the ball. As the player becomes more skilled, reduce the time between the cast cue and the throw until you no longer need to cue the player and they can smoothly transition from the ready position to the contact point as you throw.